So apparently, bone loss can start in your 40s with zero symptoms. What? Here's a story about a young woman and her bones that will shock you. And 1 in 2 women over 60 will break a bone due to weakened bones. Today, I'm going to get a Dexa scan, not just for bones, but for a complete look as to what's really happening inside my body. Because ladies, you can look great on the outside, not that I do, but you can look great on the outside and still store dangerous fat around your organs. This 10-minute scan will tell me exactly where I stand and how to course correct before it's too late. So, what is a Dexa scan? A Dexa scan is a device that measures bone density, but it also measures fat, but not just fat, visceral fat and muscle mass. We need to know, are our bones strong or are we already losing bone? Women lose bone fast during and after menopause because of this estrogen drop. Bone weakening can start with 0 symptoms, and a Dexa scan is going to tell me where I am now so I can stop it or slow it down before fractures happen, or more importantly, I hope for me, to have a comparison in future years. The second thing it's going to tell me is how much fat I have and exactly where it's stored. I mean, I know it's in my butt. I got that big butt. But this device will tell me the especially dangerous fat. It's all the buzz now, this word, the visceral fat. This is the kind that wraps around my organs, and not all fat is equal. The fat you can pinch, right here, that's cosmetic, but the visceral fat, it's different. It wraps around the heart, the liver, and other organs like a toxic blanket. And here's what's crazy. You can look thin and still be loaded with this dangerous internal fat. And we now know that visceral fat isn't just sitting there being annoying. It's actively pumping out these inflammatory chemicals, raising our blood pressure, increasing our risk for heart disease, diabetes, stroke, and even breast cancer in women. So I want to know where I stand. The third thing it's going to tell me is how much muscle I have, and very important, how it's distributed amongst my arms, my legs, my core. We know we start losing muscle after 30. God, anyway. And after 50, it speeds up like 1 to 2% per year. And when we lose muscle, we struggle with basic daily activities, getting out of chairs, opening jars, carrying our groceries. That may not be a reality now, but we have to look ahead. Muscle loss affects more than our strength. Muscle is our metabolic engine. The more we have, the more calories we burn just sitting there. And I love that. I love burning calories just sitting there. In my case, lying in bed. I love lying in bed and watching YouTube. Anyway, muscle also stabilizes our joints and prevents falls. This is about being a woman who can carry her own luggage at 80. Yes, at 80, 85, I want to carry my luggage. I want to get on a plane and travel. This Dexa scan is going to tell me, is my left side weaker than my right side? The Dexa scan is going to show me exactly how much muscle I have in each body part and whether it's balanced. And it also shows me if my left hip has a different bone density than my right hip. Balance is so important because even the slightest imbalance can make us put extra pressure on other muscles and joints when we shouldn't, to overcompensate. And that overcompensation will create more injuries and pain down the road. So why get one at 51 when I feel overall okay? Because what you can't see will hurt you. Here's what matters for women our age. We're at the tipping point. After 40, everything starts accelerating. Bone loss, muscle loss, metabolic change. This is when problems begin, but before symptoms show up. We still have time to fix it. Also, this is going to be my baseline for future years. This becomes the starting point. And in a few years, I'll know if I'm winning or losing this aging game. Is that even a thing? Can you win the aging game? No, we're all going to lose the aging game. You know what I mean? I'm going to be able to see changes over time by doing this Dexa scan now. Gwyneth Paltrow broke her leg at 37. Her surgeon decided to get a Dexa scan for her and discovered Gwyneth Paltrow had early stage bone loss. This is a woman who looked perfectly healthy and was known for her killer wellness routines. And the scary part, without that fracture forcing the scan, she might never have known her bones were weakening until it was way too late. So a Dexa scan typically costs between $100 and $400. Insurance may or may not pay for it. This is where I'm spending my money on now. I used to spend so much money on clothes and shoes and bags. No more. Now, my money is going to my health and wellness. I'm choosing to make these types of investments. The best type of investment is an investment in myself. I did get a doctor's referral. I'm working regularly with this medical doctor who's a functional medical doctor. I told her once I found her, and I knew she was the one, I searched for years for the right doctor who can help me age. When I met her, I said, I'm going to age with you. I am growing old with you. I see her regularly and we talk about all of this. I don't want to go to someone just when I have a problem. Today is actually not my first time going for a Dexa scan. I actually went for a Dexa scan last week and I made a mistake. The type of Dexa scan that I scheduled was only for bone mass. Some providers only do bone scans. So once I realized that I'm now going for a second one, and I made sure that this facility does bone, muscle mass, and visceral fat, I had no idea to ask for all three. My son heard that I was going to do this, and my son is in medical school. I know, proud bragging moment. My son's gonna be a doctor. Anyway, when I told him about the scan, he asked, why bother? What are you actually gonna do differently? That's a fair question. I've gained 20 pounds and I keep going back and forth between these two mindsets. Part of me thinks I should just accept this. Why do I have to look like I did when I was 30 to feel good about myself? I've been working on body acceptance at this stage, trying to find confidence and sexy in who I am now, today, in this body. So here's what I realized. I've been asking the wrong goddamn questions entirely. Instead of, should I lose this weight or accept it, which I still think is a good question, but that's all about appearance and feelings. I should be asking, what does my health actually require? So don't ask, should I lose these 20 pounds? Ask, what does my health and vitality require? Because here's the thing, those 20 pounds could be just subcutaneous fat, is that what it's called? And that's purely cosmetic. So if that's that, great, then I could just live a happy life. Or it could be visceral fat wrapped around my organs, causing inflammation, which we know causes so many problems and pain. You see, my son, he just sees the data. I see the decades ahead and the woman I want to be in all of them. So in my next video, I'm going to link it here, I'm going to show you my final results.